Morning, everybody in the world. It's nice to see you today, even though I can only see you in my imagination. I know that you are there. My name is Brian Martin, and today I'm going to be continuing to read from my book, Oxytocin is the O in love, about sustaining and maintaining and growing your emotional connections in your world. Now, for most of you, your main emotional connection is going to be your spouse, your significant other. But you know what? You've got a lot of important emotional connections. Your children, your co-workers, the people you see, your extended family and friends. And my book is designed to help you understand the important dynamics in a relationship so that you can grow and sustain that important relationship. Oxytocin is an important and powerful brain chemical that stimulates the desire to bond and to grow together. And men and women have it. It is an important part of our lives, and I want to encourage its development and growth inside of you. It's not the only book that I have. Of course, I have the other books, My Ideal Day of Love, 24 Hours of Love at Home and at Work, which is a wonderful book. And it's divided up into 26 chapters. I shot for 24, but I went over a couple. And then, of course, the Eternity book. Eternity is the E in love. Experience, meaning, and change the world by the power of love by me. And then, of course, kindness is the most powerful little thing in the world. The L in love stands for little things. And here is kindness is the most powerful little thing. I call this the L book. I know it's kindness, right? But it's the L book. And so Oxytocin is the third book in the series, and it's all ready to go and be published. We're just waiting for a few things. And I have started the V book, which would be the last book in this series, which is Victory. So today, we're continuing the reading and to a new section. It's called Becoming a Loving Person. Now, I need to go back to video number 10 and listen to it so that you can understand the importance of being a loving, kind person. Well, just a loving person. Let's just limit it to that. It's a dynamic video from last week. All of my videos you can see at the link there that I provided for you, including the videos for my spiritual video blog, which is What Was Jesus Thinking? And so that's there, as well as some other things that are there for you also. Are you ready for today's reading? Say yes. Huh? Okay. Here we go. Becoming a Loving Person. My first book in this love series is Kindness is the Most Powerful Little Thing in the World. I'll refer to it as the Kindness book. Well, there it goes. It contradicts me right off the top. What I'd like you to notice about the title is not the word kindness. Kindness is a powerful key word that resonates with most people, right? What I want you to notice is little things. Now we're getting back into it. That's because in my worldview, the L in love stands for little things. My guess is that 95% of the visible aspects of love are the little things that we do for the other. In the kindness book, I identify 3 types of kindness: kind thoughts, kind words, and kind acts. Doing little things are benchmark actions of loving people. You will know that you're a loving person by your kind thoughts, your kind words, and your kind actions. But there's more to being a loving, kind person than little things. In my Eternity book, I write about your identity, how your identity is shaped and formed. Your culture largely determines your identity. Most people are simply not aware of that. The culture determines your values based on your identity. So when one searches for their identity in the world, they use cultural values to help determine who they are in the world. Makes sense, right? Cultural values contain certain cultures cultures value certain roles more than others. In your mind, what are the most valuable roles and identities in your culture? If you were to achieve an important or significant role, you'll feel better about your place in culture. This process, this way of thinking, is completely contrived. It is invented by culture, which itself is an invention. Nevertheless, it is completely essential that you fit in. Fitting in that part, fitting in, that is being part of the community, the culture, is a fundamental aspect of being a human being. But what if I had told you there is a greater and more superior way of being in the world? It's a way of viewing yourself, that is, of having an identity free of invented cultural mandates and more related to what it means and what it has meant from the beginning of humanity, what it means to be human. It being not invented by power brokers wanting to achieve power or order or position or any other contrived ordering of society, but rising from the essential nature of people, written in the DNA, and continuously being expressed from the beginning of people to this very day, and enduring as long as humans continue in spite of invented cultural mandates. What if I told you that this identity will provide you with the greatest sense of meaning and significance one could ever achieve? What if I told you this identity will create the greatest emotional connection you could ever have with the other? You'd be crazy not to want to learn more and become this kind of a person, right? Except the power of the prevailing culture is so strong. Your neural pathways have been so shaped by cultural influences that cultural habits are hard to break. Man, this is good stuff. I hope that you enjoy this. The new/ancient identity is I am a loving person. There's a bit of irony about becoming a loving person. The irony is that you are already a loving person. It's in your DNA. You were born with it. It merely needs to be rediscovered. I like to use the analogy of the diamond when talking about identity. I think a paragraph needs to go there, don't you? Let me just mark this here real quick. Okay. I find it helpful to read this and to mark on it. I like to use the analogy of a diamond when talking about identity. A jeweler cuts facets into the diamond. Your identity is like a facet. It reflects back what people see. In reality, you have many such facets or identities. These are expressed by your I am statements. So here are some of my facets that maybe you can identify with. I am a man. I am a husband. I am a writer, an author. I am a business owner. I am a realtor. I am a business coach and trainer. I am a teacher of love. All these are all facets reflecting who I am in the world. However, at the core of my identity is the one thing I am organically. my essential nature, the rock of who I am is I am a loving person. The rock of who you are is the same. You are a loving person. Your ultimate identity is I am a loving person. You may not feel like it today, but as you come to see your other identities as reflections carved into your diamond by an invented prevailing culture, you will grow to discover the power of I am a loving person. That's a really good section. I hope that you enjoyed that. Wouldn't it be nice if you could go to a website, take a few online classes, and upon successfully completing classes, be issued a certificate that states, I am a loving person? Maybe I should create such a website just for the novel value of it. um, I, I could frame it and post it on a wall, point it out to guests, and page next. And it might even serve as a reminder that I am a loving person and inspire him or me to say, maybe I should act more loving every once in a while. It could supplement my income. Some people might say, my culture is loving, so I can legitimately say I am a loving person. That won't work. Your primary identity is aligned with your affiliation with your culture. For example, when a Christian leader stands to affirm his identity, he stands up to confirm his when he stands up to confirm his culture. Let me read that again because I didn't read it right. For example, when a Christian leader stands to affirm his identity, he is standing up to confirm the culture's identity. We are followers of Christ. The members agree and they recite, I am a follower of Christ. Moreover, to some degree, they affirm the beliefs and the teachings of the culture as primary in their lives. Yes, love is an important aspect of I am a follower of Christ, but is not the primary aspect. The primary identity is pegged to the culture, and the culture defines the values, the beliefs, the rules, the rites, the rituals, and the culture of the culture. The leader of the culture is a culture broker whose job is to ensure the culture's continuity. Now, I use the Christianity here as a good example, but it's not the only example. Political parties are cultures that represent important values to whatever political party you belong to. There's some groups like people who ride Harley Davidson motorcycles. That's a culture, a subculture. There's all kinds of cultures and ethnic groups and different cultures all have different sets of values, priorities, and practices. And every single one is invented by somebody. And that's a really interesting fact that I hope that you understand. Love and culture are two completely different concepts. Culture is an invention. It's a human creation. It's a human creation to provide order for a particular group of people. Love is the essential quality of all humans. Love provided safety for human beings. Love provides safety for human beings to survive. Love is not just one group, but all humans. Love is rooted in human reproduction and the drive to care for helpless infants and their survival through their long development into maturity. Love and survival causes humans to form caring communities where people can use their gifts, their skills, their talents, and their tools for their benefit and for the benefit of others. All humans need all humans not only need love to survive, they are innately loving people. Love is not a culture, and there is no culture of love. Every human being can say, I am a loving culture, regardless of their cultural affiliation. Love is the most basic and fundamental aspect of humanity. Wow! My goal is to help people become aware of their loving nature so that they can say that their primary identity, the way they view themselves, and the way the world views them is, I am a loving person. Here's a quick aside, an example. Yesterday I posted on somebody's Facebook that what they had done is they'd done a really great job in articulating their particular point of view, and it was beautiful. It was well done. It was a friend of mine, and so I did. I said, "Hey, that's really a great job. Thank you very much." And he came back and he said, "Brian Lee Martin, love," and then he continued on. You see, in my community, now this person is not involved in my immediate circle of people. He's not part of my 150. He's way outside of it. But yet he knows me, and he knows me as a person who believes and lives and is a loving person. Isn't that fascinating? Wouldn't that be wonderful if all of the people in your sphere of influence and even beyond that knew you and recognized you as being a loving person? That's really cool. All right, let me go on. Love is the most basic and fundamental aspect of humanity. My goal is to help people become aware of their loving nature so they can say that their primary identity, the way that they view their self and the way the world views them is, I am a loving person. And that being the most important aspect of their lives. The question is, since there is no specific culture of love, love and culture are two separate things. It's like measuring apples and hammers. They're just two separate things in the universe. Apples are natural and hammers are created. Since there is no specific culture of love, there never can be one particular authoritative culture of love. Not even among religions or science, as they are specific cultures. Love is natural and universal among all people. The question is, how can people rediscover their diamond identity? I am a loving person. What follows are ways to grow your loving mindset. As you become a more loving person, you will strengthen your emotional connection with your beloved and the people around you. Okay, prerequisites for living as a loving person. Number one, appreciate the facet identities as they are important reflections of I am a loving person. I am a mom. I am a professional. I am a religious person. All are reflections of your primary self. I am a loving person. See them as reflections enhancing your primary self, your I am a loving person self. So I'm not asking you to abandon your role as a mother or as a professional person or as one thing or another. What I'm asking you to do is to recognize that it's just part of the reflection of who you are in your essential organic nature. And your highest identity is that of I am a loving human being. Don't regret your past misdirected attempts to discover who you are. Accept the past as part of your story and move forward in love. Seeking achievement and wanting to be someone or something can be very disappointing. Regret is a thought or a feeling which you control. Rather than regret, embrace your past as an important part of your path to rediscovering I am a loving person. That's really great advice. Ways to grow and sustain your I am a loving person identity. And so I'm going to give you 3 ways here. Number 1, intentionally celebrate all rituals of love. Rituals are important in every culture, and rituals are important also in love. Love is full of benchmark events from birth until death and beyond. Create celebratory events with loving rituals. My Eternity book lists many ways to ritualize them. For example, on birthdays, gather and each one say something they love about the one that they're celebrating. It's a fun, encouraging way to have a loving event. Number 2, let love differentiate you in your community, as I just shared a story with you a few minutes ago. As you use your gifts, as you use your helping gifts, you will be acting out your I am a loving person identity. I spoke about your helping gifts in the previous section. That in itself is a great way to live. Consequently, you'll be noticed as a loving person. People need recognition to encourage and to support their loving self. And a third, influence your culture more than it influences you. While culture can have tremendous influence on people, often unseen, you can develop skills and you can master culture. There's a thing called the toolness of culture. And the toolness of culture is using culture for your benefit and for the benefit of others. Use culture as a tool to benefit yourself and others. In my Eternity book, I write about Brian Regan, who uses stand-up comedy culture not only to entertain, but to influence people. My Eternity book has a whole section devoted to becoming a loving person. It's a great resource. At the end of my kindness book, I created a kindness culture statement. It's a reminder how Jennifer and I want to treat each other every day, all the time. I keep it posted in our dressing area and I refer to it often. This statement reflects the key components of being a loving person and sustaining a strong emotional connection. I share it here, and you may want to post it in your home. Here's an interesting story. The other day, my son Jared was at our house, and he came in, and he went into our bathroom, and he noticed our kindness culture statement. It was on the near the sink in the bathroom. And he said, "Wow, that's really great." It is really great. All right, so here it is. And I'll be ending with this today. These are the kindness culture statement. Let me share them with you. The kindness culture statement. Kindness begins by controlling my thoughts and feelings and emotions. My thoughts, feelings, and emotions are biological processes of my brain and body. And there are many ways I have to control them, like simply thinking about something else or focusing my attention on something better. In this book, I gave 6 ways to control your thinking. Number 2, kindness is a system 2 process, not always easy, often requiring work and effort. I am aware of when I am using automatic system 1 processes and when I need to use system 2 processes. Number 3, I control the way I think about people. People are amazing. In fact, people like me are miraculous. So I will dignify, honor, and respect people and myself. There are three types of kindness: kind thoughts, kind words, and kind acts. I will be aware of every opportunity to be kind. I will always, number 5, I will always think kind thoughts about people, and when I don't, I will stop, engage system 2, control my thoughts, and think good things again. I believe that almost all human beings are great people with their own sets of gifts, skills, talents, and tools. Even when I strongly disagree with people, I respect them and I am kind. I wish there was a lot more of that happening in the world today. Number 6, and this one too, I only use kind words. I completely eliminate negative words from my vocabulary. When I use unkind words, it is a sign that there's something going on inside me that needs to be attended to, and I figure out how to fix it. I especially use thank you and tell my loved ones, I love you. Number 7, my kind acts. Well, let's go here for a minute. I accidentally touched the wrong thing and I got a message. 7, my kind acts are important and effective. They ripple through time, even into future generations. I'm always looking for opportunities to do kind acts, especially smiles. Now, believe it or not, that's a tough one for me. You see, I was a moody, dark teenager, and sometimes I still am moody and dark, and I have to remind myself to smile. So I look for opportunities for kind acts, especially smiles, wanted touch, gifts, distant connections. Those are like text messages that I send to my loved ones. Paying close attention. That means focusing my attention on somebody and not looking over their shoulder or beyond them. And responding positively. Extraordinary courtesies, like opening the door or something like that. Friendship, and thousands of different kinds of little things, like rubbing feet and taking out the trash. I'll share with you more in the next section about rubbing feet. Number 8, I search for opportunities to organize kindness initiatives, like kindness boot camps, to teach others about kindness, especially children. Number 9, I am a loving, kind person. Loving kindness flows through my mind and my heart to my world. I make a difference with my love and my kindness. And number 10, my home is known as a kind place where all members practice kindness 100% of the time. And when something unkind happens, we figure out what the problem is, we fix it, and we return to our normal, natural state of kindness. And that's my kindness statement that I have, my kindness culture statement that I have posted in my bathroom, and it's in a couple of my books, and I share it with you today. And we're going on to a next section, and it's going to be wonderful. I'd like to invite you to my Sunday spiritual blog. It's at a different Facebook page. It's at Rev B. Martin. And at 9 o'clock in the morning, I share the gospel lesson for the week from the Revised Common Lectionary. And it's always interesting. My spiritual blog is called What Was Jesus Thinking? And it's a fun and interesting and enlightening way to look at the Bible, and it also informs the way that we think as well. My name is Brian Martin, and you can catch all of my videos, and you can find links to my books right there. Hey, I love you. Have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.